That was a pretty exciting day.
I bet. Was your rib actually?
I don't know what it was.
Oh.
It hurt for a few days.
Oh, and you just didn't go anywhere.
No, I worked. I still work.
Oh,
Okay,
I always work.
You always
but
work.
everything's okay now.
Yeah.
That was several years ago.
Oh,
so
okay,
I'm
okay.
okay. Yeah,
Okay. That's it.
Definitely
You can
healed.
breathe.
I can breathe now.
Okay.
That's good.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
So, knowing that you helped a lot of people, you probably had to learn a lot of new things along the way. Starting up your own business and everything. What lessons have you learned that molded you into the person you are today?
Well, first and foremost, everything I do, whether it be my business or in life in general, you always want to keep in mind that we are Christians, right? We want to always project the right attitude and the right messages to people at all times. In fact, some of my clients, usually not necessarily the patient itself, but family members, I've invited to Bible studies or worship services before. Um, and it's good for them to because I talked when I drive them. Oh, how was your night last night, Ron? Well, I was at church and I got home late and this and that, and I didn't get much sleep. And oh, what's this church thing you always talk about? So it's always good. I like to share that with them. So as far as what I've learned is that everything you do, you have to do it with love. You have to do it with Christian values, and also in regards to the business side of it, everything I've ever done in my life has led me to where I am now. So whether it was when I was a salesman or an engineer or a whatever jobs I've had, photographer, whatever jobs I've had, it's all built up to the point where I have now, and you use that every day. All those some little aspect of all those things are useful in your day to day life. So whatever it is that you're doing right now,
He's addressing it.
whatever it is, it may not be what you're going to do next year, but whatever it is you're doing now will be useful in what you're doing next year because you take a piece with you everywhere you go.
That was
I
really good.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
very inspirational, very timely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like how you address the camera too. We were talking about this before in the pre-show, and I was like, if you want to, you can address the camera. He just did that. One more time. Can we go like this one more time?
Is that the camera right there?
That is the camera right there. Not the guy behind it. The one in front of it.
That's a nice camera.
Thank you.
Is that yours?
That is mine.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Yeah.
one.
I bought it myself.
Wow.
Right, Brother Jandel. Yeah.
He said yes.
He's our cameraman. But I'm glad that you actually put that into words because a lot of people try to talk about that. Take your past experiences, and they're like, I don't know what to take from it. But you said, there's always pieces of it that you can use in the future. Like I said, maybe it's not what you want to do right now, but those things that you're doing are always going to be useful later.
Yeah.
And what would you say is,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like about the part where you take something every year. Like for me, especially since I move back and forth a lot between Maui and Oahu, I always try to take something back home, possibly use it here, or possibly use something from the lessons that I've learned here, bring it back home, and it's just you get to help brethren, you get to help your family, you get to help everybody. Yeah. So that's what I took from it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Also-
I thought you were about to continue. But you know what? To
Sorry,
add
Brother
on
Josh.
to that. No, you're good. But to add on that wonderful statement, by the way, from the pieces that you've learned, that is your biggest piece, right?
Mhm.
Helping people. That's what you picked up throughout the years,
Yeah.
and especially when you travel between back home
Mhm.
and your other home, I guess here is now Oahu. How about for you, Brother Ron? What is that biggest piece that you find most useful here, or in what you do now?
No, really caring for people. Whatever job I've had in the past. I think my first job was when I was 18. I was a janitor, but again, I was helping
Mhm.
because nobody wants to clean up after themselves. so from the beginning, in fact, my boss, when I was a janitor, my boss used to say, "Yeah, these people, they just think, oh, leave it for the janitor." And I said, "But boss, that's our job." So whatever job I've had, I've always felt like it was a service. I'm performing a service. When I was an engineer, I'm performing a service. What I did as an engineer, I connected cities' telecommunication lines.
Mm.
Not out physically doing it, but doing the computer programming to
Oh.
connect the lines. So I'm helping people talk from state to state, and I felt I'm helping somebody here. That was my whole purpose in every job I've had. When I was a security guard, I was helping people. I was not a mean guy. When I was a bill collector, I was the nicest bill collector you ever met. That's why I didn't last long at that job. So in everywhere, it's always been help and care. And that's where I like to ground, which is why I always tell people, uh, call me because I will care for you better than anybody else will.
That's a good slogan. Is that the
Nice
slogan for your
slogan.
company?
It's something like that.
It's I don't remember, but it's something like that, right?
It incorporates the name of my company. I don't want to.
Oh, does it really? Oh,
My
okay.
slogan incorporates the name, so
I
I
see.
just.
I think you can go into YouTube and you can type it in.
Okay, I'll do that later.
Maybe your wife can do it. But I really like that how you talked about, in every single job that you've had, you've always wanted to be of service to people, and that's actually what Brother James, our guest
Yes,
from last
like
week, talked
helping
about.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing, especially when you have an office.
Mm-hmm.
It's very big, very important skill to have, helping people. Um, I am blanking out. I'm sorry, Brother Josh.
That's
please.
okay. Yeah, the skill to help people is really important.
Yes,
And
yes.
is that something like in your case, or not your case, but in your thinking? I don't know. In your, I don't know the word. I'm blanking out too. For you, I'll just say that.
We're all blanking out.
For
today.
you, is being of service to people, helping people, a skill that you feel like you had to learn, or is it something that
I feel
just
like
came
it's
natural to you?
definitely something that had to grow over the years. I think especially like being alone, not alone, but just living alone with my family far away. You had to really learn that skill because you never know what the other person might give you when you really help them. When you really have a big impact in their lives, you never know what they could possibly do for you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess the help that you extend is also help that you might get in the future.
Yeah.
How about for you?
Not only that, but when you're helping other people, you're helping yourself too, because you're benefiting spiritually for the help that you're giving them.
Yeah.
So I always keep that in mind.
You truly feel? Are you one of those people? Just wanted to let that pass by. I don't know if you heard that, but there's a loud car there was a motorcycle that passed by. But for you, they just lost it. Wow.
Helping people spiritual.
There you go. There you go. The motorcycle was so loud that it clouded my brain.
That.
Helping people, how you said it, fulfills you, spiritually. Is that something that? Well, no.
Well,
Also does that for you?
as a young boy, I had to take care of my mother. My mother was very sick most of my life, and so it's a caring attitude that I developed as a young child. And in fact, when I go to the hospital, pick up people, I always say, "Hey, I'm here for my mom. I'm here for my dad." And they say, "Which dad is it this time, Ron?" Mr. Gonzalez.
That's a good one. I really like
that. I really do that.
And I think like being able to meet new people as well, that's another way to actually share your faith, which is really good. Very
I don't push it on anybody, but I mention it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to go to church. I was at church last night.
Yeah, especially
I got to go to church. I can't do it tonight. I have to go to church. But if you call me tomorrow night, I can do it. I do like that. So everybody knows that I go to church.
Yeah.
And if they ask more, I give them more. But I don't push it on people.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I know. Some people are really, for lack of a better term, for lack of a better word, like turned off, I guess you can say, when people overly push,
right?
Like, oh, church, this, and which is really good. That when you're there in that intimate setting, just you and is it usually just you and another person?
It could be me and another person, maybe me and a family member and the other person. Typically, it's a one-on-one. Typically, I'd say 90% of the time it's me and one other person only.
So especially in that intimate setting, it's good that you don't entrap them. I guess you know what I'm saying.
No, right. You don't want to scare anybody off. You're in the van. I always tell people I don't work for a living. I drive my friends around for a living, and most of the time they pay. Not 100%.
That's a good way to not feel like you're working.
Yeah.
Just driving your friends to where they need to go.
Exactly. Just helping them out.
Yeah.
Most of the time they pay.
Yeah. I really like that. And I see that you're scrolling on the YouTube chat
Yes,
right now.
brother
Sisters of May.
Josh.
We should actually mention them because I see there's you see that Brother Ron? How many comment sections or comments that are on YouTube? That's just for you.
Wow, thank
Yeah.
you, folks.
They're all saying, "Wow, Brother Ron is handsome. Brother
I see
Ron is
one now.
cool."
I can see
Oh,
I can see
We
somebody
have a-
typing.
yeah,
Quite a
Brother
lot.
Nate
I didn't
just
know these
showed
things
us
work
one.
both ways.
Yeah, he said I love him so much that we want you to be in the show even more.
Oh, wow,
That's what
that's
it said.
terrific.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. No, let's
Here's,
actually read some of these comments.
We
if you
actually
may.
have our district minister, Brother
Mm.
Jem H. Baitan. He said, "Shout out to our hosts tonight."
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to.
Well, you're the host.
Oh,
I'm a guest.
oh, you're hosting as a guest.
It's okay.
Oh,
you're,
okay.
yes,
Guest
you're
host.
hosting
Yeah,
as
guest
well.
host.
Okay.
Yes, we also have. Let me read what more. Brother Josh, let me just stop.
Stop. Right there. That's the one. He says.
Oh, we have Brother Ryan from the locale of Wailuku. He said, "Happy viewing from Wailuku."
I know that
Hashtag
guy.
WKU.
Which means. Why Luke?
Wailuku. Okay, yeah.
Hey, you want me to-
More?
let's do even more comments. Let's do even more comments.
Oh, we have Sister Mabel Hamilton from the locale of Waikiki.
I know her too.
She
Mm.
said, "Proud to be INC and from Waikiki." Hashtag WKI, which means
Wow.
the locale of Waikiki. We haven't said that in a while.
We haven't said.
We
Let's do it one
haven't.
time.
Locale of Waikiki. We hope you heard that.
Just in case they didn't hear it, let's do it one more time. The
Locale
locale of
Waikiki.
Waikiki.
It gets louder every time.
It does. It does. At the end of the show, it's gonna be too loud.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They won't
Let's-
even hear it. It's gonna blow the mic out.
let's do one more comment. Let's see what the people are saying.
Let me just-
Oh, a lot of hashtags.
Oh yeah, the hashtag
Wow.
is going crazy tonight.
It
Please
is,
do not
it
forget to comment down hashtag EWA.
No, that's
forever.
incorrect. WPH for everyone, right?
I think so.
He said I think. Brother Ron said so WPH for Waipahu. Let's see. Let's see what else. Let's stop right there. Let's see who says that. They say, oh, he says, oh, from Kaking, Solomon.
Wow, I know that guy.
You do know him. He
Oh,
says, Brother
oh.
Ron, thank you for the inspiration. Yeah. You're an inspiration to people.
The ministers.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's really good.
helping people.
Helping people.
That's
Ah.
very important.
Yeah, I'm really glad. And you know what? I know that you mentioned this before in the pre-show, actually, that driving around for the non-medical emergency company that you have, it's not your only, I wouldn't say means of living, but also something that you do. Did you want to mention that as well?
Well, I do a lot. I have a lot of different things that I like to do. Probably my favorite other thing that I do is we host foreign exchange students in our house.
Oh,
So that's a great fun.
yeah.
I like meeting people. We have you're typically from Japan or Korea, and sometimes we get a student. They'll stay for 2 weeks, sometimes 2 months, sometimes 2 years.
Oh,
So it's a lot of fun to have intercultural exchanges and to practice other languages.
Mhm.
You know, so arigato.
Wow.
very bilingual.
Very,
Love
very
that.
bilingual. Were you actually able to learn the different languages from those?
I
languages?
practice a lot, especially with my patients too.
Mm.
I like to practice with them. I like to say, even if I get somebody from Russia or from Croatia, you know, I like to be able to say something to make them feel at ease.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Transylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I can tell them good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You know, words like that in any language. I'm pretty good with a few phrases here and there.
That's good.
Okay, I feel
So
like
that-
that's all you need.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah.
It really breaks the ice with people.
It does.
I met a girl from Poland,
Mm.
and she was in the hospital and she didn't speak any English. I said, "Jak się masz?"
Oh.
And she says, "Oh," and she
Oh.
went off in Polish, and I said, "I'm sorry, that's all I know now."
I think that happened to me one time. I think I said hello, Paul, and then I had someone
Oh.
talking to me in Tagalog, and I was like, "No, I don't understand. Only English."
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
that's really cool. How the moment you speak their language, it feels like you already know them. You're connected
Right.
to them.
It
Already.
makes a real good connection. That's right.
Absolutely. And we just looked at the time.
Oh.
We're already over time. Brother.
Oh,
I
I'm
can't
so
believe
sorry,
it.
brother.
I know.
I
No,
intend to run
No,
out.
it's
don't
okay, it's
apologize at all. We are so thankful that you are here on the show with us. And you know what? We're gonna have you continue talking actually, because we have one more segment that we want you to be a part of. after this segment that we're about to talk about. So
Yes.
the first segment that we're going to talk about first is just the future activities of the district. Sister Aiko, or Sister Janae, please tell us what is that?
So, for our upcoming activities, we have our Unity Games Basketball Edition on May 26th at Pearl City High School.
Mhm.
We also have our casting call or
Ooh.
rehearsal for INC 110, which is happening in July. So, if you
Yes.
would like to be a part of that, it is on May 19 at the locale of Waipahu at 3 p.m.
Right.
And last but not least, we
Mhm.
have our Buklakatiwan Binhi monthly meetings. This weekend, it will be the Binhi, and it's per locale. Okay,
This week is who?
for our Binhi.
That's correct. So all of the bin
Oh,
keys.
sorry.
I
I'm so
apologize.
excited to go to the
I
next
know
segment.
you're so excited. But for all of the bin keys, please join into the monthly meeting. It's a very important topic. If Sister Julene was here, we'd be able to know what the topic is. But it's okay. You can get that from your local leadership or the president there at your local congregation. But
Yes.
please continue.
Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
time for our next segment,
Mhm.
which is message of positivity, which is quite new to our radio show.
Yeah.
So the question is, Brother Ron, I'd actually want you to answer first. What is your message of positivity for the viewers and listeners?
Be positive. Sometimes life can be difficult. We all face struggles in our lives from day to day. But the important thing is to remember to always trust God, always pray, always believe that what you're praying will be received, so that whatever difficulties you're facing, you'll be able to overcome them in the end.
Very positive. Prayer, very important. Don't you
Yes.
think so, Brother Josh?
I absolutely agree.
Yes.
You actually said my answer verbatim.
Oh.
That was my, that was
I
my
was, I
script.
was reading your.
That was my script. No, I was joking. I was joking. That's a really good one. I feel like it is the most important thing that we should do. As members of the Church of Christ, we have the greatest thing that we can do to solve our problems, to make us feel better, and that is prayer. And
Yes.
that is my answer.
I
You
think
said
that's
first.
my answer too.
Oh, that's your answer too? Copy paste? Ditto? That's what I said in one of the things. I said ditto.
Prayer. Yeah.
Nobody
I think
knows what that word means.
Ditto? Me too. I use Control C, Control V. Yeah.
yeah, I think prayer is very important, especially you need to have that patience. You might not have your prayer answered right away, but when you finally have it answered, you finally see it all come into formation. No,
Fruition.
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 Uh, formation works too.
Formation.
Because the future does get formed. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yes, Brother John. That is true.
We're using it.
Okay. Sadly, we do not have any more time.
We do not. We're putting
Yes.
down our rundowns.
We're done.
We're done. Goodbye. That's not it.
Brother Josh, would you like to take the last segment
Yes.
of tonight's show?
Brother Ron, thank you again so much for joining us on the show. A very, very big thank you to you, and a very big thank you to the local congregation of Waikiki. That was pretty. Oh, even from the back. Them too. Local congregation of Waikiki.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think they were in sync this time. They even stopped at the same time. That was really good. Thank you to you. Thank you to our audience here tonight. But we also have special thanks that we want to give. Really good segue, no? Special
Thank
thanks
you,
to
Brother
our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CFO coordinator and SETSI president, Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo. We also want to give a special thanks to our supervising district minister, Brother Jem H. Baitan, our assistant district minister, Brother Ador Apostol, and our CFO overseer, Brother Brandon Pacheco. Up next is, what's his name?
INCRadio Pico Region.
So keep on watching. Do not click away because we can guarantee you do not want to miss a single second. Thank you for tuning in to INCRadio Hawaii Pacific. We shall see you again next week. We love you so much, and aloha!
Wash
Yeah,
your
you do.
hands.
Wash your hands. Woo! Thank you. No congregation Waikiki! Oh, bye-bye. We're good. Bye-bye. Where are you waving? Wash your hands, brush your teeth.
Drink water. It's
Drink
very
water.
hot here in Hawaii.
It is very hot right
Very
now.
humid.
Yeah. But we're done here on radio. It's okay. You can, no, actually, stay in the link since we're still here.
Next up, INCRadio
Pico Region. We're still waving. We haven't gone out yet.
They love us so much.
I think they love us so much. Brother Ron, tell us,
Yeah.
So what is your religion? we're still here on the radio, right? Isn't that right?
On the radio.
On the radio.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? It's going on now.
Okay,
Once
never
again,
mind.
cheer.
Drink water.
Drink water. Wash your hands. Brush your teeth. You know what you're supposed to do.
Go outside.
There we
They
go.
should also. Okay, bye. 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 Bye.